Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're totally peeling back the layers of that ubiquitous Thai restaurant experience. You know the one. We're going to reveal Thailand's deeply complex, true culinary heritage. Because honestly, if you think a plate of Friday night takeout pad Thai tells the whole story, well, you're in for a seriously fascinating surprise.
Okay, let's kick things off with a simple question. When you order your favorite Thai takeout, are you actually experiencing genuine Thai cuisine? The wild thing is, what the world usually thinks of as Thai food is kind of like a carefully constructed illusion. It's actually really far removed from the daily, gritty, amazing culinary reality of the people living in Thailand.
So we have this massive authenticity paradox. Globally, what we see leans heavily on these sweet, coconut milk heavy, mild curries that are literally tailored specifically for foreign palates. But the authentic, local reality? It's a completely different beast. It's fiercely regional, it relies heavily on pungent herbs, super bitter wild plants, and raw or fermented ingredients that almost never make it onto an international menu. To uncover the truth behind all this, we're going to journey through a few key areas. Beyond the pad thai, 4 regions, 4 flavors, ingredients and ancient techniques, food, faith, and festivals. And finally, preserving the culinary heritage. Let's get right into it. Section 1. Beyond the pad thai. Because the Thai cuisine we know and love today, it didn't just appear out of thin air. It's actually a massive historical melting pot. Way back in the Agra Kingdom era, the original everyday staples were just rice and fish. Simple, right? But then things get super interesting. Thanks to the Indian influence period, we see spice pots and tempered woks entering the chat. Following that, during the era of Khmer dominance, clay mortars and those iconic sweet-sour soups start to emerge. And then, fast forward to the 19th century, Chinese immigrants introduced traditional tea and those flat noodles we literally see everywhere today. The food is basically a living, breathing historical record. Moving on to Section 2. 4 regions, 4 flavors. It's time to shatter this illusion that Thai food just has one monolithic flavor profile. Geography and local culture totally dictate what's on the plate, and there's a stark, undeniable contrast depending on where you are. Up north, the food is earthy, salty, and bitter, heavily leaning on fermented foods, with absolutely no parboiled rice, and unique dips like non prick. But head to the northeast, the Isan region, and wow, the food is raw, blisteringly spicy, and just ecstatic. They're pairing sweet, sticky rice with unpasteurized sausages and, yeah, even local insects. Drop down to the Central Plains, which historically catered to the royal courts, and you get that refined sweet, sour, and spicy balance using jasmine rice, freshwater fish, and incredibly complex curries. And then down south, things get unbelievably bold, spicy, and salty. We're talking fresh seafood, red smoked dried chilies, and a heavy, heavy hand with shrimp paste. You could literally eat your way across Thailand and feel like you visited 4 entirely different countries. If we zoom in on that northeast region, Isan, there's this fascinating concept called practical Buddhism. Cooking there isn't about following some strict written recipe. It's an intensely diverse, incredibly fragile tradition. It's this deeply learned, localized knowledge that's ephemerally passed down through generations. You learn by doing right alongside your family, which means a dish can change slightly just by walking to the next village over. Section 3, Ingredients and Ancient Techniques. Because, as any great cook will tell you, what you cook is really only half the story. How you cook it and what goes into it is where the real magic happens. Now, you might actually be a bit surprised by the top spices heavily relied upon by Thai restaurant owners abroad, say in the UK. Notice what tops the list: salt, sugar, palm sugar, various soy sauces. It completely proves that the foundation of commercialized Thai food abroad has shifted to meet different expectations. In reality, the authentic base is way more complex than just a generic curry powder, tamarind, or heavy sweeteners. Essential to those authentic flavors is something called non prick. Now, this is not just a casual side dipping sauce. It's a meticulously, painstakingly pounded, spicy chili paste, made in a traditional clay mortar. It acts as the true aromatic and, honestly, cultural cornerstone of a traditional Thai meal. Making it is a serious daily ritual. And then there's the philosophy of traditional stir-frying, known as pad. Yes, it's practically a philosophy. You don't just toss things haphazardly into a pan. First, you have to meticulously prepare your mise en place. Everything needs to be uniform, bite-sized cuts. Second, you take a heavy iron wok and heat it to an extreme blistering temperature.
Third, and this is absolutely crucial, you only add the proper oil once that cooking vessel is fully roaringly hot. Finally, you toss those ingredients rapidly. You're trying to generate those sizzling, smoky aromas that completely define the dish. Contrast that ferociously high heat wok with some much older but equally essential techniques. On one hand, you've got primitive grilling and smoking. This means rubbing meats with spices and slowly smoking them over slow-burning straw chaff. It infuses this deep flavor and is absolutely brilliant for preservation. On the flip side is the super gentle, communal art of steaming. Using stacked aluminum pots or round bamboo baskets over boiling water, it's a perfectly healthy preparation method that preserves all those subtle, natural flavors. Section 4. Food, Faith, and Festivals. Because in Thailand, food elevates way beyond mere sustenance. You literally cannot separate what people eat from what they believe. There's a saying, the name of rice is the name for food. That completely captures the soul of the culture. In Thailand, the word for rice implies both the grain itself and the very act of eating. It symbolizes life, good fortune, and the absolute definition of a meal. And you see this connection vividly during their national celebrations. Think about the shared meals of fermented rice noodles passed around during the water-soaked, lively joy of Songkran, or the construction of natural floating crotongs to honor the river's bounty. Food is the undeniable connective tissue of Thai faith. And get this, traditional Thai medicine is actually deeply integrated with the culinary arts. Those pungent, bitter herbs, local roots, and wild plants that define the food's flavor, they historically double as actual daily remedies for physical ailments. The diet is literally designed to heal you from the inside out. Finally, Section 5, Preserving the Culinary Heritage. We have to look at the modern tension facing this incredible but fragile heritage today. There is a massive tug-of-war happening right now. On one side, you have heritage preservation, those unwritten oral recipes passed down through generations of food stall owners and informal apprenticeships. On the other side, you're up against incredibly powerful globalization forces. We're talking mass commercialization, hyper-fast international fusion trends, and honestly, the terrifying loss of the traditional environmental roots that made these dishes possible in the first place. To combat this watering down of traditions, localized movements are really stepping up. There's this concept, Chao Ruang Ahan Hai, which essentially translates to know where your food comes from. It's a localized farm-to-table movement, aiming to reconnect diners with the actual biophysical roots and authentic flavor perception of Thai ingredients. It's all about fighting the mass-produced copies and honoring the real source. So as we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. As Thailand's cultural capital rises globally as a massive gastronomic hotspot, can its hyper-local, ancient regional flavors truly survive the relentless onslaught of international food trends? Next time you order a Thai meal, ask yourself, what history, what region, and what culture are you really tasting? Thanks for hanging out with me to explore this, and keep discovering the world out there.